Welcome to TalkingsToGeeks.com. Justin here, back with more movie reviews, and today we are going to be reviewing Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. As always, they give you a brief synopsis, so here we go. A charming thief and a band of unlikely adventurers embark on an epic quest to retrieve a lost relic, but things go awry when they run afoul of the wrong person. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves stars Chris Pine as Edgin, Michelle Rodriguez as Holga, Justin Smith as Simon, Sophia Lillis as Durik, Hugh Grant as Forge, Chloe Coleman as Kira, and Daisy Head as Sophina. And I have to say, I enjoyed the hell out of this. I was actually pleasantly surprised because, one, disclaimer: I've never played D&D. I'm not really sure about their lore, and I'm pretty sure with D&D, anyone who's hardcore could correct me. I know Ashley, if she's watching this, she's probably gonna bop me over the head for getting this wrong. But I'm pretty sure in D&D, you guys create your own stories, create your own things, and everything else. So anyone can go into this movie not knowing anything particular about the lores and anything else. This can really be its own self-contained story, which for the most part, I think really works very well. Just to speak of the story, I will say that the story is a bit on the simple side. It is a very simple plot, with antagonists that aren't really fleshed out. But I think what saves the story is the performances of Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Justin Smith. Everybody does their job. Daisy Head, Hugh Grant, Chloe Coleman. Everyone does a great job with care and brings their A game to these characters. Hugh Grant plays such a great douchebag and hilarious. Chris Pine is just really keep showing his comedic chops. He's doing his thing as Edgin. Michelle Rodriguez, she's known for the badass role. She plays to her strength with that. She is kicking all sorts of ass. Justin Smith does a great job as Simon, playing this kind of awkward type of loser type of magician who's kind of like this failure of everything that he does. It is such an sorry, I can't forget this guy, Reggae Gene Page, who does a great job as Zinc or X Nick. I can't pronounce his name. I'm so sorry. As the character's name. Sorry. You guys will flame me in the comic section. It's all good. Anyway, back to the story. I really like the story. It's a simple premise, and I'm gonna keep it very vague here because this is really all surrounding Chris Pine's character of Edgin, and he loses somebody, so he's on a search for this lost relic that will help him restore that person's life, and that's what really is the center core of the story. And deep down, when you watch the film, it is kind of this father son story that Chris Pine has with his daughter, which is played by Chloe Coleman, Kira. And it's a beautiful story. I really like the way they fleshed out Chris Pine's character. Michelle Rodriguez gets a lot of screen time in this. These are your two protagonists, and they get the most characterization. And then next will be Justin Smith, and then you'll have Daisy for Sophina's character. I like the way that this cast works. It's some great chemistry. I like the story. My biggest issue, as I said before, is the villains. I'm not gonna spoil who the villain is. It kind of a spoiler. The villain's very one note. The villain has one goal in mind, and that's actually can't really tell you because that was spoil the movie. But let's just say it's think about what a villain usually wants to do: conquer the world or conquer a land or something like that. That's pretty much the premise here, or greed or motivation. It's the typical villain playbook that you're gonna get here, and even the villain's motivations is not has enough meat or weight to it where you you can't help but see them as just kind of like it kind of feels like they're the villain of the week kind of thing. If you watch like a lot of the DC shows or any superhero TV show, they usually have like the villain of the week. That's unfortunately what the antagonist feels like. Is the villain of the week. There is somebody who else who's a villain in this who does get more of a main stage. They have a great connection with the actual group, and that works for it. But the true villain of it all, when it's finally revealed, well, it's revealed early in the movie, but there wasn't much characterization with the villain, and it kind of brings the film down because you have such a charismatic protagonist in a protagonist group, but you need an antagonist that's going to kind of set the tone more onto a serious high stakes, and we don't really get that here when it comes to the antagonist. But overall than that, the movie is funny. It has some really great jokes. Stay tuned, definitely keep out for, I will say, there's a cemetery scene which is hilarious, and there is a breakout scene, escape scene that's absolutely hilarious as well, with Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, and a certain bird. It's pretty good. When it comes to the visuals, had no issues with visuals. There are some scenes when it comes to the monsters that you could tell the CGI is a little bit rough, but for the most part, they do capture this fantasy world very well. It's beautifully shot. The music is beautiful, straight out of a fantasy genre playbook. It's a fun movie. I enjoyed it. It was great, and I just want to say this for a disclaimer for those who watch YouTube and things like that. You're probably seeing a lot of things saying that this movie's woke, and there's nothing woke about this film. Like, anytime we have a female character or a strong female character, doesn't mean this is preachy. There's nothing preachy about this movie. It's just fun. It's silly. It does its job. It entertains you. Go and see this movie. Enjoy it. I'm hoping for a sequel with this cast. Continue their stories because it's such good chemistry all around. I enjoyed myself. You're gonna enjoy this movie. If you watch Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, comment below. Let me know. Let me know what you think about this. This is Justin from Attackers of Geeks. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you're watching this on attackers.geeks.com, by all means, as I always say, browse our website. Much more content on the way, much more reviews, interviews, and news. We'll catch you on the next one and podcast too. Peace.